Art is more than a pretty painting on the wall or a sculptural piece just by the corner, or even having a good laugh when you see a drama on stage. The most important role of the art is to evoke something within that will create a change, and that's the reason why these artists insist it's not furniture at this exhibition.
Six contemporary artists show diversity and give the viewers something to talk about in It's Not Furniture, the theme for this exhibition.
It basically addresses the issues we have in the country. So this exhibition is really about the artists' reaction, how they react to what's happening in the country.
The curator, Winifred Okpapi, has attributed art to part of the necessities of life as food for the mind and shelter from emotional stress.
We started this exhibition to showcase some of the finest artists in the country, and because we see that a lot of artists are like, they don't have representation, their works are not being seen, so we actually go looking for some artists and look at their work and how it interprets to everyday life and how we can promote them to the best of our abilities.
Marcelina Akpojotor uses pieces of clothes for her works of art. She cut her teeth in her father's studio, but is gradually becoming her own woman and finding her voice through these expressions.
The Danfo series contributes to the discourse that is ongoing about the Lagos State government's desire to phase out the Danfo buses that ply the mainland routes. Over time, these yellow buses now represent the hustling and the daily hustling and bustling of its people and the undying hope. So by taking them out, I think some part of us will also go alongside with it. And I'm not saying it should not be upgraded, but I feel some features should still be maintained, like the colors. Majorly the Ankara fabric, which I sourced from tailors, different tailors, to get varieties of fabrics and hoping to get a piece of everybody's clothes by doing so, to create work that people can relate with.
Fola David is a visual and performance artist who prefers to use some particular type of media in his works. A self-taught artist who studied medicine at the university but has found a connection between the sciences and the art.
Yeah, my works are centered around the reactions that Nigerians have with the kind of situations that we have in the country. So I'm basically talking about the Nigerians living in Nigeria and how they react to what Nigeria is doing to Nigerians. Do you understand? So that's basically what I'm doing.
Just like Fola, Ken Nwadiobu didn't study art but engineering. He expresses himself mostly with charcoal for this show. He decided to try something new, as can be seen in the Lost Consciousness one, which is still in charcoal, but a collage has been added to it.
Hyper-realistic 3D artist. So I create an impression of a 3D looking object on just a paper. So if you look at my works, they look like they are bulging out on the paper, but it's just a flat screen. It looks like there's a shadow casting on the work, but it's just a flat paper, right? Then it's hyper-realism, meaning I'm adding a lot of details. Like I go the extra mile to add more details to make my work look more real.
Jacqueline Lato Brown is the second lady in the midst of this men. Her pieces show the beauty of life and the need to preserve it.
They're tackling issues in the Nigerian society, basically. One of them talks about homosexuality in Nigeria. The other talks about the objectification of women by men. Another one is the harshness of the Nigerian society on young children, and then the lack of patience when it comes to childbirth with women. They're so impatient about it, and then sometimes men don't know that the issues come from them. When it comes to reproduction, it has a lot to do with the man. If the man is infertile, the woman cannot have children. And they don't think about that. Do you understand? They focus on the woman, oh, you must be barren. sometimes it's not the case. It's usually the man's fault. So it tackles the issues of the issues women face in the hands of men.
Exaggerated, bold and colorful figures is what John Madu is currently being known for, as he connects the dots between art and design.
The theme of my works has to do with the way globalization affects African identity. My work, Negritude, speaks about affirmation of black power, and Negritude actually started from Francophone-speaking countries where the intellects knew that they were actually more than what the racists called them. They called them niggers, but they actually changed. They actually got a word called negres to show a communal gathering for Africans as well. Basically, Negritude, I made that piece to show the world what level black people could be at.
Bringing something entirely different to the mix is Muyiwa Logo, who spices things up a bit with his documentary-style photography.
Ultimately, what I do is about storytelling. I like to tell stories. I like to look at the world I live in. I like to isolate individuals against their space, especially Lagos. I like to question stereotypes about Lagos, to understand how people relate to Lagos and this idea of an urban space and how we came here with an intention to be somebody, you know? While I'm trying to be somebody, I'm also observing people being who they are and telling their stories, ultimately.
This is the first exhibition of contemporary pieces by the Temple Art Division, which is recognizing the power of the arts and its ability to affect society by adding to the narrative, as art has gone beyond art for art's sake. It has to engage people positively.
A lot of variety in that show, and we see Marcel again, yes, displaying her pieces and missing the yellow buses already, which are in Lagos. And those hyper-realistic works of art, I'm sure some of you thought they were photographs. No, they're not. They are works of art. But we're almost done with the show. As always, remember you can see this or any other edition of Art House on our YouTube page.
You can enjoy Art House on any of these platforms.
That's the program today, but you know where to find me on any of our platforms. Hit me online and let me know your thoughts about what you've seen today or any other edition of the program. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Have a lovely day.